Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Corey. I'm our head NBA department manager here at dailyfantasyinsider.com. And we have a new guest today. Jordan, do you want to introduce yourself a bit?
My name is Jordan. I go to the University of Missouri right now. I just joined here with DFI and just starting. I'm a journalism major, so this is going to be what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, we've been taking time to get Jordan prepped. He's been doing a great job, and we're ready to kill this boom slate. So why don't we go ahead and jump right in? And today we'll start with the NBA Friday early $1 jackpot. And for most points, we have Blake Griffin, Dennis Schroeder, Eric Gordon, and Miles Turner. This one's kind of an interesting one for us. Right away, for Eric Gordon, Joe Johnson is going to be back today, which may hurt Gordon's upside a little bit today. Miles Turner's got a terrific matchup against Atlanta. The only problem we might have there is a possible blowout, which could hurt him. And we see he only scores about 13 points per game, which is a little worrisome when we have someone like Blake Griffin and Dennis Schroeder in this matchup. For Dennis Schroeder, Darren Collison will be back today. He'll be coming off the bench for Indiana, and he's a much better defender than Corey Joseph, so that's something to be wary of for Dennis Schroeder. And then we got Blake Griffin against Chicago, who's got a bottom five defense against the power forward in the league. Do you think you have a clear favorite here?
I definitely think Blake. I had him initially today in one of my FanDuel lineups actually, and I see he's got a really good matchup, and I'd sit with him.
Yeah, we got to agree. Our projections, we have Blake Griffin about 6 points higher than any of these other players, which is kind of rare for us. Usually it's a lot closer, which makes me feel confident in this. Chicago, they're basically in tank mode. They got in trouble by Adam Silver for being in tank mode. So they're going to play their vets a little bit, but they probably won't get their full allotment of minutes, and Blake Griffin could eat here. I think I'm going to go all in on Blake Griffin. Are you?
Yeah, I am. I just think they're just going to play the veterans a little bit more just to kind of show that they're trying, but not really do too much.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, this is a really good matchup for Detroit. And the Bulls have been playing at a top five pace in the league since they've been changing their ways, so that's something to note here. For most rebounds today, we have Jonas Valanciunas, Domantas Sabonis, I want to pronounce it that way, Dwayne Dedmon, and Thaddeus Young. We got three guys in the same game here. I can't say that's happened too often. And looking at this, and usually when I see Jonas Valanciunas on here, I mean, I love picking the guy. We always have him against the big centers, but today he'll be going up against Clint Capella, which kind of a tough matchup in my opinion for him. I don't know if he has that rebounding upside today, but a lot of these guys, like, it's kind of even. Do you see an edge for any of them?
Honestly, not right now. I'm just looking around. And I want to go Jonas just because I like him, but he does have a pretty bad matchup. Yeah, I really have no. It's a pretty tough one right now.
Yeah, this is one of those slates where we might want to multi-enter because taking a single bullet at one of these guys is tough. The only reason I'm kind of leaning Big Val is he could go out and get 6 rebounds in the first 8 minutes and, just have that in the first half and then get maybe 3 more the rest of the game and be okay. Because, I mean, Sabonis, we don't know, we probably get mid-20s of minutes. Dedmon's going to be a starting center, but I don't know how long he's going to play. And, I mean, Thaddeus Young, we're seeing six rebounds a game. That's not going to win it for us. I'd probably...
Dedmon at around the same as Jonas. So it's really between those two, in my opinion.
Yeah, which does make me want to multi-enter right here. I'd probably give a little more entries to Jonas just for that upside there. But this one's tough. Definitely need to think about this one a little bit more as we go on. For assists, we have Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, Dennis Schroeder, and Ish Smith. Ish Smith seems to always pop up on here when he plays, and we usually like to rule him out. Detroit's backup point guard is actually out tonight, which presents something interesting for Ish Smith, but I still don't think he has that assisting upside as Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul. Do you have a favorite between those two?
Not too much, but I do like Chris Paul tonight. Just going to Toronto, trying to prove themselves that they can still take on the tops of the East as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got the top of the West going against the top of the East tonight. It should be a good game. Chris Paul is one of the best defending point guards we have in the league, so maybe that limits Kyle Lowry's upside a little bit. Schroeder, I mean, I'm seeing 6 assists-ish probably for him.
Yeah.
I think I like Paul here, and I think I'm going only Paul here just because I don't want to have to have Lowry deal with that Chris Paul defense.
I agree.
And yeah, nothing else really stands out to me right there. And we got an interesting one for points tonight in Victor Oladipo. We've seen him get low 20s. We've seen him get a double-double with turnovers last week. And we've also seen him get low 30s. He's got a beautiful matchup against Atlanta. He does have to deal with their best defender in Kent Bazemore, which may limit that upside a little bit, even though he has exploded against Atlanta. And we also have to remember that Darren Collison's coming back today, which will take away some of his usage.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the 22 to 26 range here. Are you thinking any different?
I was going to say about 23 to 27, but yeah, so 20 around the same area. But I think it'll stay pretty close, and he'll be out there for most of the game. So
yeah, if you're taking a single bullet at this, what's your points projection?
Probably somewhere in the middle, around 24, 25. Probably leaning 25.
Hey, this one's tough. I kind of want to go 23, just hoping for that blowout. And I feel like Darren Collison getting some run could limit it, but it'll be tough for sure. But next we'll jump into the Triple Lightning jackpot, which is the $1.11 jackpot. That's pretty new for Boom, and it's been pretty cool having the plus minus of 1 to get your shot at the jackpot. And our first points contestant is DeMar DeRozan, and he's going against Houston. It's going to be a great game. We mentioned that earlier. He is going to get James Harden's defense, which is definitely probably the best defense in his favor that he can get. Do you have a guess for DeRozan's points?
I'd probably go 23 if we're just going one entry in this, but probably between 22 and 26, like we had the last time with Victor.
Yeah, this one's gonna be tough. I think he has a scoring upside. I want this game to stay close. I want it to be back and forth. Toronto's backup point guard, DeLon Wright's been ruled out. OG Anunoby has been ruled out too. So you're looking at even more usage for DeMar DeRozan. With that plus minus of 1, I think I'd like where Boom set this at right now at 24, just to get me to that 23 to 25 range, just in case. And the next contestant is actually who DeMar DeRozan will be guarding, in James Harden. And we know every time we get Harden, this one's really difficult. Predicting his points is impossible. He could get 25, he could get 50 tonight. So what's your best guess?
Man, I mean, it's just almost a crapshoot. You're going to go. I'm going off tonight, maybe like 32, just kind of that middle ground between his 15 and 50, but I think he'll go somewhere in between there.
Yeah, I kind of like. Yeah, I was thinking kind of like 30. Maybe I get that 21. That way I get a 29 to 31 range. But I mean, like we said, predicting Harden is so difficult. It's almost like getting Anthony Davis on this slate, which thankfully he's not playing.
Yeah.
And then we had the last contestant's Oladipo. We covered him earlier. So then we can just jump into the main slate tonight, where we have points between Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Marcus Gasol, and Derek Favors. We can see here that Chris Middleton actually averages the most points out of the bunch, but we do know that Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins won't be suiting up for the Pelicans, which makes me just love Drew Holiday and want to lock him in and move on. Do you feel the same way?
I agree, I completely agree. Yeah, he's going to be the focal point of that offense tonight.
Yeah, the offense going to run through him. He had like 17 assists the other night. So I mean, I still think he's going to score a lot of points, but I mean, he's going to have to do everything. To keep him in that game, especially if the Wizards, if Otto Porter plays. Then we have more of an interesting category in rebounds. I see they threw Nikola Mirotic in here, knowing that Anthony Davis probably wasn't going to play. We have Marcin Gortat, Rudy Gobert, and Enes Kanter. Anything stick out to you with this category?
Nothing too much. I think the Mirotic might be a little bit of a bait play, just without people doing too much research. Like, oh, he's going to get all the boards without Anthony Davis now, which he might get a lot of boards, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take the slate. I'd probably lean Kanter.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because Mirotic did really well when Anthony Davis went down last game, and he did get 10 rebounds. But he shot 10 of 12 from the field, so I think he's just feeling himself that game. Easy matchup against Sacramento. Don't get me wrong, I think Mirotic should get 9 to 10 rebounds tonight, but when you got a center like Enes Kanter going against a Milwaukee team that absolutely can't rebound, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he just absolutely ate the glass against them last time. Might have been like 17 rebounds. The only thing we have to worry about there is minutes. He hasn't seen over 27 consistently very often.
Okay.
I can't see Gortat playing too much in this matchup.
No,
Just doesn't suit him, especially with Davis and Cousins not there.
they play
Um,
small.
yeah. So it really comes down to Gobert and Cantor for me. I want to go Gobert because I know he's going to play more minutes than Cantor, but Cantor has so much upside that I'm a little torn here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you decide.
I don't either. It's a tough one, but I think I'd probably stick with the original of Cantor just with the sheer upside.
Yeah, I think we want to split our entries here.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
Cantor could grab 10 in the first quarter. I mean, which is, he really could. So I do like maybe taking 3 Cantor, 2 Gobert.
Yeah,
But this
I
one's tough.
agree. Yeah.
Another interesting category we have is assists with Rondo on that same team that just lost the Twin Towers basically. Ricky Rubio, Bradley Beal, and Trey Burke. What you got for me here, Jordan?
Um, I see Rondo projected at about 8 assists right now, so that's initially a great point. But like you said, it could turn into a blowout real quick, and they might just end up throwing in some bench players for the end of the game. Um, Ricky Rubio, just I haven't seen much of him lately. I did see him get into a fight, but he's got 6 assists projected. I'd probably stick with Rondo even with the blowout aspect, but it could definitely lean Rubio as of right now as well.
Yeah, we have the Jazz favored by about 10 in that matchup, which is a little worrisome for Rubio's upside.
Yeah.
Just in case that game does get out of hand like it's projected. I mean, Memphis is playing guys off the street. Like, I mean, they could sign me tomorrow, which I wouldn't complain about. You got Bradley Beal averaging about 6 or 7 a game ever since John Wall went out. He does have some upside today against Pelicans. He'll be dealing with Drew Holiday, who's a really good defender. So maybe Beal's looking to pass a little more than usual. But I mean, you got Rajon Rondo here. He's got so much upside. I think he's the safest bet here. If the Pelicans are going to keep it close, it's going to be from Rondo and Holiday feasting. And, Mirotic being in is a lot of like Rondo kicking it out to Mirotic, taking the shots.
Yeah.
So I think I like Rondo here. I'm probably only going to go Rondo, even though I do see Beal's upside. And for points, lastly on the slate, we do have Bradley Beal. And we mentioned that Drew Holiday will be guarding him, which probably does limit his upside here. He's struggled when he's got Jimmy Butler on him this year and other top defenders. I have Beal for about 22, 23 points tonight. What were you thinking?
I had him at 20. Yeah.
So you're going even lower.
Even lower. Yeah, I think he gets shut down for a little bit.
Okay.
He'll have a little streak, but nothing too long.
Yeah, so it sounds like maybe like the 20 to 24 range for those multi-entering tonight.
Yeah, about.
Yeah, I really do think he's going to get right in there. I think Beal's a little easier to project than the other ones. But that's going to do it for tonight's boom slate with the jackpot. Jordan and I are going to be in the DFIU war room. We absolutely love this slate. We have our must-haves written up on dailyfantasyinsider.com. We have a DFIU GPP must-have as well in the war room. So be sure, for those of you playing on other DFS sites, to get in there and join us. And we will be back with you tomorrow. Good luck, guys.